All right, folks, this is the end of 86, early 87, so December 27th of 1986. And I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works, but if we got Heather Locklear on the cover, a hunch tells me more people are going to click on this one. So you know, when you first saw her in the TJ Hooker police outfit, your heart skipped a beat or two. Let's get into this one. Again, this is 1986, and looks like we got some TV Guide Awards for Distinguished Foolishness, so that might be fun, or maybe not. We'll see. What on earth is this snack right here? Chicken duets. Wonder what percentage chicken versus filler is in there. All right. Uh-oh. Anybody remember Terry Garber? I know I do. I know I remember Terry. Looks like they're panning Don Johnson and Miss Piggy. That doesn't look good, but we'll see. Check out these sofas, man. 1986. You got a blue sofa. You got a canopy bed. Was it Sears? I mean, Sears has always been, you know, where us poor folk gotta buy stuff. One of them fold-out bed couch things. All right, it's always fun to see, you know, what was going on way back when, a long time ago when we were fab. Leave a like if you remember that reference. Okay, here's those awards. They're going right off the top. So, man, all right, we'll look at a few of these. They got quite a few. And I guess this is maybe tongue-in-cheek, but they're like giving the thumbs down to some stuff. Thank goodness poor dear doesn't have to do any acting. Joan Collins explained to British reporters why she was thinking of leaving Dynasty. It's not so much the work, but it's just the constant primping. Dang. I don't know. Why are they going after Joan? The stainless steel shaft? Oh, this is interesting. So this is 86. They say he was about to take over James Bond when NBC decided to uncancel Remington Steele, and he was contractually bound to forfeit his Bond role. Wonder if that's true or not. That sounds like some Hollywood agents maybe drumming up some press for their actors. I'm not going to read all these. I mean, I don't know what's this lady doing with a bunch of bananas. Silliest feud of the year, Joan Rivers. Yeah, let's see what else. Joan Rivers plans. Oh yeah, that was a legit feud. Joan Rivers was possibly going to become the next host of the Tonight Show, and then I think they decided like, oh, we can't let a woman host, so she ended up with her own talk show. Here's the very famous Geraldo thing with Al Capone's vault. If you were alive back then, you remember that. Let's see if we can find anything else. Are they making fun of this guy? I hope they are. Anchorman Dan Rather, he was he was beaten up. There's a whole documentary on that. There's some weird shenanigans with that. I can't remember the details now, but that's worth Googling. There was something with the guy who beat him up. He like mistakenly thought he was somebody else. But anyway, there's more to that than what they're saying here. Okay, Mickey Mouse cable entrepreneur Ted Turner. Oh, the colorized versions. Yeah, that was pretty controversial when TBS, what's probably now Turner Classics, they started colorizing old black and white movies, and some people thought that was like sacrilegious. And yeah, I'd probably just want to see the original black and white myself. All right, why are they making fun of Don Johnson over here? Media Hog of the Year because he was on Muppet Magazine. Man, if he's popular, he's popular. Stop. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Yeah, I'm not going to read all these. They're sort of fun. Nothing really huge or anything in here. All right. Yeah, there's those guys from Newhart. Those television freaks out there like me will probably remember this guy from Deadwood, and he played an amazing Weasley character. Coyote moving type, as Al Swearingen called him. Go to Kmart and get some blank tapes so you could record your favorite show like we did back in the day. Look at my girl right here, Terry. Come on, folks. Tell me you didn't forget about Terry Garber. Actually, I forgot about her till I saw her on the cover of one of these TV guides that I got. So I don't know how she skipped my mind. Let's see. Oh, she was in that North and the South. Okay, I remember her from that. Yeah, she was very good in that. Remember North and the South with Patrick Swayze et al.? And yes, I am remembering this off the top of my head, believe it or not, which is maybe sad, maybe scary, who knows. Here's our guy. Oh boy. Look how cool Scott Bakula, isn't that his name? And yeah, this Monkees thing, this might have been when they started re-showing the old Monkees episodes, and it kind of became a sensation in around 86, sounds about right. All right, note to self, go back and watch North and the South, for goodness sakes. That's just me making my own personal note. All right, they got the year and home video, but they don't have the rankings like they do in some of these TV guides. Does anybody remember or recently watched this Disney version of Alice in Wonderland? It is pretty trippy and psychedelic for Disney. Props to them for doing that. Look how much fun they're having. If you smoke Salem Lights, you could have that much fun too. If you know me, I don't linger on all this stuff, but there should hopefully be some fun ads and plenty to see in here, hopefully. Some of the pay TV movies that were coming on in 86, 87. Jewel of the Nile. Children of the 80s remember that one. Empire Strikes Back, how great is that? Flamingo Kid, I love that movie when I was young for some reason. Probably need to rewatch it and see why I liked it so much. Enemy Mine is great, great sci-fi movie. The ending is a little iffy, but I think it's still a great movie, in my humble opinion. Clute, got any Clute fans out there? What about Funny Girl? Got any Funny Girl fans? Barbara Streisand, Jane Fonda. I'm not just calling out random movies here. I'm talking about some of the all-time greats. Some movie called The New Kids. Lori Loughlin, that name rings a bell. James Spader. So I've never heard of that, but The New Kids might be sort of a lost, what they call them, Brat Pack. I mean, I technically James Spader wasn't Brat Pack, but he was Brat Pack adjacent. That's my classification. I just made that word up. White Knights. I loved that as a kid. Recently we watched it. Laughably laughable Cold War propaganda, but at the time it was pretty compelling. All right, so we've gone through a few of these. We know what's going on Saturday morning in the 80s, but I'll call out a few of them. We got the Wuzzles. I never watched the Wuzzles. I think those are those ones that were like half one animal, half another. Like you'd have a teddy bear with like moose antlers or something. I could be wrong about that. Rainbow Bright. Pee-wee's Playhouse. Motor Week used to be a good show. Back when cars were worth talking about. Now they're not. Now they're just like gadgets on wheels that you don't even own. You like technically lease them because of all the software and stuff. Pound Puppies. Can't believe they had a whole cartoon on that, but maybe it was good. Then again, they had a whole cartoon for Laser Tag Academy, all based on that little toy gun. Look at this, TJ Hooker. Cop hardened by divorce. So that's the pilot they're re-showing here. So it's all connected, folks. Heather Locklear. American Bandstand, we got I thought I said Joan Jett. I said John Parr. Oh, John Parr was pretty good in the 80s, I think. Let's see what else we can spot. Let's see if we have like a Soul Train or any of those others, if we can spot them real quick. Just to see who might be on in 80. Checked out the Gator Bowl, so yeah, I guess this will be bowl time. The Gator Bowl used to be a pretty important bowl game, I thought. Those records aren't the best. Snow White and the Three Stooges. I wonder if that's a Three Stooges movie, because that sounds hilarious. But 1961 sounds way too late for those guys. So you all, once again, you all will have to do the Googling for me, because I can't just stop in the middle of this video. Snow White and the Three Stooges. 1961 feels a little late for those to be at the top of their game. Got the Aloha Bowl. College basketball. We got all kinds of sports going on in December of 86 when you're home on your school break. All right, Saturday night in 86, 87. Facts of Life, You Again. Golden Girls, Amen Hunter. Hoosier Classic. That definitely been huge in Indiana, which is where this TV guide is from. Downtown. Henson's Place. Paul Simon, Rock and Roll Early Days. That sounds good. And I'm thinking maybe Fox was on the air. Yeah, maybe not yet. Maybe the late part of 87 is when Fox came on the air. It's a Lou Rawls show. I never watched that, but that was kind of an annual thing back then, around New Year's time. It's like a telethon kind of thing, I think. That's probably why I never watched it. Get some slippers. It's that time of year for slippers. Okay, just checking out this show called Downtown. Rock singer attempting a comeback. Tough choices. Michael Nuri's good. Blair Underwood. Henson's Place. Okay, that will probably be good. They're showing Sesame Street, Muppet Show. Kind of behind the scenes. Check this out. Pam Dauber kicking it with Kenny. Yeah, Kenny Rogers, such a huge country artist in the 70s and early 80s, and then he really transitioned to like TV and doing all these pretty schlocky movies. He really kind of went all in on the acting thing. Paul Simon's 1977 variety show. A little late for that in 86. Christmas with Luciano Pavarotti. If you want to fall asleep at 9 o'clock, put that on. Barbara, what I tell you, one of the best to ever do it. I'm not even a huge Barbra Streisand fan, but she is one of the best female singers. Put her up there with Karen Carpenter, and of course Aretha's at the top of the mountain. But she's an incredible vocalist. No two ways about it. Saturday Night Live, we got Malcolm Jamal Warner co-host or hosting, featuring Run DMC and Sam Kinison. That sounds pretty great. All on one show. Sunday morning, we don't linger too long. We're either sleeping in or going to church or just kicking it and eating some waffles if our mom would cook for us. Saturday morning, on the other hand, you would set your alarm, man. You would go watch all the cartoons. Same with Sunday during the day. You might have some sports, but there's not a lot to linger on. I mean, we could always find some old movies and stuff. Let's see what's going on Sunday night in December of 86. Our House. They're showing The Sound of Music. I don't think I've ever watched that movie, ever. And I got nothing against it. It's just not one that I was in the wrong demographic or something. Murder, She Wrote. Outlaws, 2 hours long. Was that one with Kenny Rogers? I already forgot. Let's see what else. Disney movie. For Your Eyes Only. Yeah, other than Our House, lots of movies on Sunday night. Look how great this is. Tiger Town. Roy Scheider. And then what's this? Star Tours, behind the scenes. Oh, they're pushing some Disneyland thing. So I guess Lucas in 86, Empire Strikes Back was gone after 3 years. He was transitioning into his full-blown merchandising, just pimp out Star Wars for the rest of all time. Sorry, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I just hate to see them just turn it into a commercial licensing product. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no other movies other than those original 3. Yeah, that Tiger Town's like a Disney movie. It's probably super lame, but let's see who might be in it. No other names other than Roy Scheider. I think that's the guy from Jaws, for those who don't know. Look at these guys. Look at these fellas. They're getting it done. Hurled into the future? Oh no. That might be fun, just because of the premise. Let's see who's in it. Kind of looks like Johnny Cash. Maybe we'll see. Comes on at 9. That's a great little picture of the Star Wars gang, though. Let's see. Outlaws. Rod Taylor. Richard Roundtree. Okay. Charles Napier. Patrick Hauser. Got one female in the whole show. Guess it's just a dude fest. Huh. What's this thing? What is this? Tom Kennedy. Yeah, I never heard of this. Wordplay. Got Bull on there. He's always funny. Alright, we're into late Sunday night. Not a lot of ads for the Sunday stuff, other than there's dudes standing around a skyscraper with their 6 guns. right, 1986. Again, you're on vacation. Mom and Dad are off at work. You're watching My Little Pony in the morning. You're definitely watching Robotech. Well, I don't know if you're getting up at 6:30 though. Probably sleeping in. Mask. Who remembers Mask? That cartoon. Kind of a rip-off G.I. Joe thing. I like the cartoon though. And again, I've explained this before, but like, see where you have Mask coming on at 7, then you got Mask coming on at 7:30. Probably two different markets. So you're not getting all these channels. You know, a certain part of Indiana, you might get this channel, and then another part of Indiana, you would probably get this other channel. So if you're not familiar with the old TV format and these old TV guides, that's kind of a quick, partial explanation. All right, Monday during the day, got our farm day. In the 80s is definitely when I finally discovered and watched some I Dream of Jeannie, so I don't see that on them. If I looked through all these, I might spot it, but that's when I discovered that. Such a great show. Heathcliff was my cartoon in the afternoons. She-Ra was great. As I've said before, probably better than He-Man. Transformers. Yeah, Transformers would have been at their height in probably 86. They were producing so many great things in the 80s, and I'm not just saying that, that like, even the best things like G.I. Joe and Transformers, they would come and go, man. They'd be hot for a couple years, and then it'd be on to the next thing, because they'd be just producing so many amazing things. Same with Miami Vice. Like, as big as it was really hot for like 2 or 3 years, and then, you know, something else came along. We know Knight Rider. We know Matt Houston. All right, so this is Monday night. I do get the sense, we'll see, but because this is kind of Christmas, New Year's, there might be more like movies and stuff instead of the regular shows on. But we got Alf and Amazing Stories. I love those two shows. CBS is going for it. They got Kate and Allie, My Sister Sam, Newhart, Cagney and Lacey. Got a whole hour on drinking and driving. I guess they're teaching you how to drink and drive during that hour. Do you know if you go out, if you drive at like 9 o'clock at night or later, it's some huge percentage of people out there that are going to be drinking and driving after like 9 p.m. I want to say it's like 50% or something. And that could be just having one drink, but still. Here we go. Justine Bateman. Ron Reagan was a thing for some reason. Still don't know why. If you don't remember Ron Reagan, good for you. I'm not going to fill you in. But we love Justine. Come on. What is this? What a Year? That sounds kind of fun. Joe Namath, Quincy Jones, George Burns. Man, they're bringing out all the old people, though. Bruce Willis, there we go. Yeah, that looks kind of fun. Benny King. So maybe that movie Stand By Me came out in 86. John McEnroe. What's the verdict on McEnroe? You guys let me know. I might say the final verdict on McEnroe, thumbs down. He was fun when he was cussing out the umpires and stuff, but beyond that, you know, what's his deal? Here's that great lineup we saw. Yeah, CBS. This looks interesting. Kind of looks like a Thelma and Louise type thing. This would be before Thelma and Louise, though. Blue DeVille, comedy adventure. Don't recognize those actors. Maybe we'll look for that. Blue DeVille at 9. Check this out. Is that an after-school special? What's going on there? The day the senior class got married. All right, Blue DeVille. Where are we at there? Who's in it? Nobody. Kimberly Pistone. Jennifer Runyon. Yeah, you got to put some stars or some second-rate stars or something in these things if you want people to tune in. John Ritter is in Movie. Although this looks kind of good because it's got John Ritter and Penny Marshall. It'd be nice if they told us what the name of Movie is. Oh, it's called Love Thy Neighbor. Okay. So Love Thy Neighbor, John Ritter, Penny Marshall. Nobody else that I recognize. So this would be tomorrow at 4. Again, I mentioned this before, but if you were living at this time, you weren't necessarily reading through this whole thing. You might just flip the TV on at 4 and catch this, but you probably wouldn't be going page by page and saying, oh, hey, I got to tune in tomorrow at 4. Maybe you would, but most likely you would not. That's just my own trying to give some context. All right, this is late Monday night, Tuesday morning. Tuesday evening, looks like NBC's going for it with A-Team, Hill Street, and something called 1986. Maybe that's like a year in review show. Who's the Boss and Hooked? Never heard of that. Moonlighting and Forgotten Children of the 80s. I hope they got some ads for these because those sound interesting. Wizard, I think that was that show. That's about it. Yeah, as you can see, if you're not familiar with this era, you'd have your big 3, and then you'd have like a VHF channel like 59 here, and you could watch like old episodes of Knight Rider, Matt Houston on that if you got that channel. Sometimes the reception would be too snowy, but chances are you've got a few of these VHFs. And then you got PBS, which, you know, a few good things on there. Yeah, there's that Wizard show with the guy from Fall Guy. It was a decent show, a little adventure show or whatever. And I think it lasted a couple years. All right, we were going to look for 86 and Forgotten. They're both coming on at 10. Hopefully there'll be some details on those. Who remembers Down and Out in Beverly Hills? What a great movie. I watched something about that movie. I watched it like 3 or 4 times when I was a kid. There's something really grabbed me about that movie. But yeah, a great, funny movie. Down and Out in Beverly Hills. If you haven't seen it and you like comedies, go find that one. I'm giving you gems as usual, free of charge. You don't have to. Well, I better not make a joke because I think YouTube doesn't like jokes like that. All right, so 1986, a report on pit bull terriers. Powerful dogs. Oh, yeah, pit bulls, yeah. Okay, that's a weird... I would not have expected that for 1986. Let's see what that other thing is. Oh, Forgotten Children of the 80s. Oh, it's like a fundraiser thing. Okay. So those weren't what I thought, but there we go. Some things going on in the final days of 86 on Tuesday night. And then this looks pretty bad. But who knows? That's just my tastes. I mean, I'm a guy who's going to go back and watch the North and the South. So everybody's got their own tastes. You might think I'm crazy for that. All right, so Wednesday night... Give Me a Break, You Again, Saint Elsewhere. I would be elsewhere when Saint Elsewhere was on. I would not be watching it. Mike Hammer, Magnum, Equalizer, bunch of action shows from 8 to 11. Perfect Strangers, Head of the Class, Dynasty. Man, that's pretty strong. That's a strong lineup for all 3 of those. All 3 of the big 3 on Wednesday nights. Here's the full roster of the All-American Bowl with Indiana and Florida State football teams in 1986. Not sure why you'd need the full roster, but I don't know. Something to maybe just highlight the game, I guess. Sometimes there's some fun guest stars, so I always try to scan for those. Oh, here's the yokel guys from Indiana Newscasters telling us season's greetings. Yeah, I don't think I ever watched that hotel show, even though we did watch Dynasty. So I guess my family weren't Connie Selica fans. Any Connie Selica fans out there? All right, so here's the New Year's Eve stuff. Yeah, this would be the 31st. So I wish they had bigger ads. I got this tiny ad over here, but maybe we'll read more details. We got the dude from Perfect Strangers and Tracy Scoggins. Look at this lineup, though. Again, this was just an average day in the 80s. We were producing all these new things. I wasn't. I was like 12 or 13. Miami Sound Machine, The Bangles, Smokey Robinson, The Jets, Barry Manilow. That's all brand new. That's just one channel. Over here on this channel, we got Gladys Knight, we got Glenn Campbell, we got Air Supply, Freddie Jackson. Where are my Freddie Jackson fans at? Not a great lineup, but still a lot of good music there. Let's see if there's any other show on around 11:30 or whenever. I guess they're just showing the Fiesta Bowl parade at night for some weird reason. Yeah, they're even showing you what they're going to sing, which is kind of funny. So the Bangles, I guess, are going to sing 3 songs. Manic Monday, Walk Like an Egyptian, and Let It Go. The Jets, if you don't remember, I Got a Crush on You. Come on. Such a fun song and fun video. Yeah, Air Supply and stuff. I don't know about that. But hey, it is what it is. Alright, now we're into 1987. Check out all these bowl games. It's kind of nice that they highlight them all for you right here. Because again, there was no guide on the TV. You probably had some knob you had to turn. So this would have been handy so that you didn't have to get up from your easy chair at all. You just tell the kid, go put it on, you know, at 3:30, put it on the sugar bowl, kid. And grab me another beer while you're at it. Just see with some of these teams. Ohio State was good. Yeah, I wasn't watching college football at all in '86. I started watching when I went to college. This is a great ad. Oh, is that Vinny Testaverde or something with Miami? Oh, they're hosting the parade. Check out Vanna's hair. If you're a woman in the 80s, for better or worse, you had to wear your hair with like a gallon of hairspray. Oh, wait, that's not Vanna. That's Marky Post. Okay, my bad. But yeah, Marky Post. But they all had to use like a gallon of hairspray every day. Like I said, for better or worse. So it's kind of fun. We got 2 different competing parades on New Year's Day. We got the dude from Magnum and somebody from Knott's Landing for the Cotton Bowl parade. We got Bob Barker and Annie Potts, hello, for the Tournament of Roses parade. Kind of fun. Guess they don't do the Cotton Bowl anymore. I'm guessing that would have been in Texas, but don't quote me on that. Okay, we're just into Thursday here. See what's on Thursday night. Orange Bowl's in prime time. Our World. The Colbys was one of those nighttime soaps with Emma Samms. I better have some Emma Samms fans out there or I will be upset and triggered. Got a Peanut special. Simon and Simon, Designing Women. So there's some decent stuff on other than, you know, bowl games as well. Buy a pipe here. What is this? You could try it for 30 days. I guess if you didn't like it, you could send the pipe back. Pretty good deal. You don't have to commit to a pipe. Happy New Year, Charlie Brown. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. Seen the Thanksgiving, the Great Pumpkin, and the Christmas. I don't think I've ever seen that one. I wonder when it was made. Maybe it'll tell us. Let's try and see. Yeah, so it wasn't new in 86. Doesn't tell us when. Might be one to Google. Our World. Oh dear. Yeah, let's check out this Colby real quick. I think that was a Dynasty spin-off, but I don't know for sure. But let's just scan for the names here. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I never watched that one. And how many ads for Thursday night? Maybe just because there's not a lot of new stuff on. So we're into Friday, 1987. Check this out. Oh, the newlywed went in a dating game. I don't know if I ever watched the dating game. I remember the newlywed game. Friday night, we got another bowl game. Got a movie. We got Mr. Belvedere Webster Dads, Gung Ho. I think they tried to make a TV version of the Gung Ho movie and same with Starman. So that's kind of funny that they're on right after each other. Obviously, neither of those caught on. Not sure what Dads is. Maybe we'll look for that at 9. Try to get some clues. Full write-up, full rosters for Penn State and Miami. Testaverde was the QB there. He was left-handed, went to the Bucks in their historic winless season, I think. Where are my winless Bucks fans at? So I was going to look for this Dad's show. Because again, very few ads, which is takes a little bit of the fun out of it. As a matter of principle, Kelly refused to write an essay of importance. What? On the importance of algebra. Algebra isn't important to her. Well, I mean, that's legit. Barry Bostwick was in that show. Okay. Yeah, and Gung Ho, like 99% sure that was based on that movie with, what's his name? The guy from Batman, Michael Keaton. All right, let's see what's in the back here. There's always one or two things in the back, usually. Yeah, there's that Gung Ho movie right there. The movie that TV show is based on. There's White Knights, I mentioned earlier. Here's Joan Collins. Oh, check it out. Oh, that's right. That's right. Heather Locklear was on Dynasty. She was on T.J. Hooker, Dynasty, and then everybody president from Melrose, but I think she was in her prime, T.J. Hooker and Dynasty. Look how posh this lady is. If you smoke some Moors, you can be that posh. Once you light up, your outfit will turn into this ensemble, including the hat. But you gotta be smoking the 120s. That's a weird looking Crocodile Dundee drawing. A super duper moving channel. Yeah, they're telling us to smoke, and then they're saying, look, it's going to kill you. Getting mixed messages from the old TV guide. Fun ad here. Oldsmobile Cutlass. Look at her. She's delivering papers. She's a newsie, so you got to smoke if you're a newsie. All right, January of 1987. See you all on the next one.